If you're over 60, losing muscle isn't just normal, it's expensive to fix. Every year after age 50, we naturally lose up to 2% of our muscle mass. By the time you reach 80, you could be missing up to 30% of your total strength. And here's the kicker. Rebuilding that lost muscle doesn't just take time. It often costs seniors hundreds of dollars in protein powders, premium supplements, or even physical therapy. But what if I told you that you can rebuild muscle fast? Not by spending more, but by eating smarter. Today, we'll uncover 7 overlooked, science-backed foods, all under $3, that help seniors over 60 regain strength, balance, and muscle mass without breaking the bank. Some of these are probably already in your kitchen, but you never realized how powerful they were. So stay with me to the end, because I'll also share a simple weekly strategy to make these muscle-building foods part of your life. If you believe strong legs equals independent living, drop a 1 in the comments to show you're ready. Section 1. The truth about muscle and protein costs. Let's set the record straight, once and for all. Somewhere along the line, we were told that getting stronger after 60 had to come with a hefty price tag. $200 a month on supplements. Premium cuts of steak. Designer protein powders with labels you can't pronounce. It's easy to feel like strength belongs only to the wealthy. But science and experience tell a different story. Because across the country, we've met seniors in their 70s, even their 80s, who move better, walk faster, and feel stronger than they did a decade ago. And they didn't do it with powders or pills. They did it with smart food choices, the kind that cost just a few dollars, yet deliver what your body actually needs. Here's what's really happening inside your body. After the age of 50, your muscle mass starts to decline by up to 1 to 2% per year. By the time you're 80, that could mean up to 30% of your strength gone. And most seniors don't even notice it happening until they struggle to stand from a low chair, or feel winded walking down the driveway, or take that one fall that changes everything. This isn't just a health issue, it's a freedom issue. And the fix? It's not found in a $60 tub of protein powder, especially when those powders are often hard to digest, high in sugar, and barely absorbed by aging bodies. Instead, researchers have found that simple, whole foods, many under $3 per serving, can deliver complete protein, essential amino acids, and anti-inflammatory compounds that rebuild muscle naturally. Foods that digest better. Foods that your grandparents probably ate. Foods you've walked past in the grocery aisle without realizing their power. So in this video, we're going to flip the script. You don't need expensive powders to build strength. You need knowledge and the right foods. Up next, 7 cheap foods that could help you build muscle, protect your independence, and feel strong again, all without breaking the bank. Let's start with number 7. Section 2. The 7 cheap muscle-building foods. Food number 7. Whole eggs, $2.50 per dozen, 6g protein per egg. The high bioavailability muscle booster. Eggs are often overlooked, but they are, without question, one of the most powerful and affordable muscle-building foods for seniors over 60. Each egg contains around 6 grams of high-quality protein, with the highest biological value of any natural food. That means your body can absorb and use egg protein more efficiently than even beef or whey. But it's not just the white. The yolk is packed with nutrients crucial for older adults. Vitamin D, which supports muscle function and bone strength. Choline, which plays a key role in nerve signaling between the brain and your muscles. Healthy fats, which improve hormone balance and aid in nutrient absorption. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who consumed whole eggs, not just egg whites, after resistance training experienced up to 40% more muscle protein synthesis compared to those who skipped the yolk. That's because the yolk contains micronutrients that amplify the anabolic effect of the protein in the egg white. And despite long-standing myths, eating whole eggs, even daily, is not linked to increased heart disease risk in healthy older adults. More recent research shows that dietary cholesterol doesn't significantly impact blood cholesterol for most people. How to eat it: scrambled or fried in olive oil for breakfast, hard-boiled and eaten as a post-walk snack, or whisked into an omelet with spinach and tomatoes for a full-spectrum muscle meal. And here's a bonus: whole eggs are incredibly budget-friendly. At around 21 cents per egg, you get protein, fat, vitamins, and minerals all in one perfect natural package. Don't skip the yolk. Don't overthink it. Just eat the whole egg and give your muscles what they truly need. Food number 6, Greek yogurt, $5 for 32 ounces, 20 g protein per cup. The gut-healing muscle recharge. Greek yogurt may look like a simple snack, but it's secretly one of the most effective muscle rebuilding tools for seniors, and it works on two critical levels: muscle recovery and digestion. Each serving, 1 cup, of plain Greek yogurt delivers around 20 grams of high-quality protein, which is a combination of whey protein, which is rapidly absorbed and helps with muscle rebuilding immediately after a meal or workout, casein protein, which digests slowly over hours, fueling muscle repair even while you rest or sleep. But here's where it gets especially valuable for those over 60. Greek yogurt is also rich in probiotics. And these good bacteria aren't just good for your gut, they're essential for nutrient absorption. After age 60, the digestive system begins to slow down. Seniors often experience lower stomach acid, sluggish digestion, and gut imbalances. That means even if you eat plenty of protein, your body may not absorb it fully. Probiotics in Greek yogurt help rebalance gut flora, reduce inflammation in the digestive tract, and make your intestines more efficient at absorbing amino acids. In short, they help your body actually use the protein you're working so hard to eat. And the science backs it up. A study in the Journal of Nutrition and Health and Aging found that seniors who ate Greek yogurt daily for 12 weeks experienced stronger leg muscles, improved walking speed, better balance, and reduced risk of falls. That's a lot of power in a simple bowl of yogurt. How to use it: eat 1 cup daily, ideally after your morning walk or light stretching. Choose plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt with live active cultures. Avoid sugary flavored versions. Mix it with blueberries or raspberries for antioxidant power, or add a spoon of chia seeds or walnuts for extra fiber and healthy fats. And here's a bonus: Greek yogurt is naturally lower in lactose, so it's easier to digest for many older adults, even those who struggle with milk. If muscle loss is the storm, then Greek yogurt is your umbrella, protecting your muscles while healing your gut. Now get ready, because up next is a pantry staple that's protein-rich, affordable, and surprisingly more absorbable than whey. Food number 5, canned tuna, $1 per can, 22 g protein. The lean protein champion that outperforms whey. It's time to talk about one of the most underestimated muscle-saving foods for seniors over 60, canned tuna. It doesn't come in a flashy tub. It doesn't cost $50. But what it delivers is clinical-grade protein performance at a fraction of the price. Each small can of light tuna contains around 22 grams of complete protein, meaning it provides all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need for repair and growth. But what makes tuna special isn't just the number, it's the bioavailability. Studies show that over 90% of the protein in canned tuna is absorbed by the body. That makes it one of the most efficient protein sources for aging digestion, even better than many expensive whey protein powders. And unlike steak or chicken breast, tuna is already soft, broken down, and easy to chew. This matters more than people realize. After 60, stomach acid production drops, digestive enzymes slow, and many seniors struggle to extract nutrients from dense proteins. Tuna skips that whole battle. But that's not all. Tuna brings along powerful allies. Omega-3 fatty acids. These anti-inflammatory fats help reduce muscle breakdown, support joint flexibility, and enhance protein synthesis. One study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who supplemented with omega-3s saw greater gains in muscle size and strength after just a few months. Vitamin D. Often deficient in older adults, vitamin D helps trigger muscle contractions, prevent falls, and strengthen bones. Tuna is one of the few natural food sources of this critical nutrient. Selenium and B vitamins. Both support muscle recovery, nerve health, and cellular repair. And here's the kicker. All of this power is available for just $1 per can. That means you're paying less than 5 cents per gram of protein, something you simply won't get from supplements or fancy meat cuts. Worried about mercury? That's a fair concern, but here's how to handle it smartly. Choose light tuna, usually skipjack, instead of white tuna, albacore. Light tuna contains much lower mercury levels, making it safe to enjoy 2 to 3 times per week according to the FDA, even for seniors. Pair it with ingredients that support muscle building and lower inflammation, like olive oil, lemon juice, or boiled eggs. Don't drain all the oil or water immediately. Some of the nutrients, like omega-3s, can leach into the liquid. Stirring it back in helps maximize the benefit. How to use it? Mash a can of tuna with avocado, diced celery, and a pinch of sea salt. Spread on Ezekiel toast for a power-packed breakfast. Mix into a salad with arugula, chickpeas, and balsamic vinegar, a light but muscle-fueling lunch. Stir into scrambled eggs, or make a quick frittata with spinach and onions. Or even eat it straight from the can as a post-walk protein recharge. Don't let the simplicity fool you. Tuna is one of the most overlooked performance foods for aging adults, and it doesn't need refrigeration, fancy prep, or digestive supplements. It's pure, powerful, portable muscle fuel. Coming up next, a creamy, slow-digesting protein source that works while you sleep, and it costs less than $2 per serving. Food number 4, cottage cheese, $2.50/16 ounces, 24 g protein per cup. The slow-digesting muscle shield for seniors. Cottage cheese isn't flashy. It doesn't have exotic packaging or a bold marketing campaign behind it. But when it comes to preserving muscle in seniors over 60, it's quietly one of the most effective and overlooked foods on the planet. Let's break down why. Just 1 cup of cottage cheese contains around 24 grams of high-quality protein, most of it in the form of casein. Casein is a slow-digesting protein, meaning it releases amino acids gradually into the bloodstream for up to 7 hours after eating. That's critical because as we age, our bodies become more resistant to protein absorption. It's called anabolic resistance, and it means your muscles don't rebuild as efficiently as they once did. But by giving your body a long-lasting supply of amino acids, cottage cheese helps override that resistance and keep your muscles fed, even when you're resting or asleep. And that's not just theory. A clinical study published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consumed casein before bed experienced greater overnight muscle protein synthesis, a fancy way of saying their bodies were literally rebuilding muscle while they slept. But the benefits of cottage cheese go beyond protein timing. This creamy food also contains calcium, essential for muscle contraction and bone strength. Seniors with calcium deficiency often experience cramps, poor balance, and bone loss. Phosphorus helps with muscle recovery and ADP production, your cell's energy. B12 and selenium support nerve function and cellular repair. And unlike many other protein sources, cottage cheese is low in fat, low in calories, and incredibly easy to prepare. You don't need to cook. You don't need to season. Just scoop and go. It's one of the rare foods that works while you do nothing, literally while you sleep or sit. And that's exactly what aging muscles need. How to use it? Eat 1/2 to 1 cup before bed, especially after a day with physical activity like walking, gardening, or housework. Add blueberries or pineapple chunks to give it a sweet anti-inflammatory boost. Sprinkle chia seeds or walnuts for extra healthy fats and fiber. Blend into a smoothie with banana and cinnamon for a protein-rich breakfast or snack. Or eat it straight with a spoon. It's that easy. Pro tip: if the texture of cottage cheese bothers you, try blending it with Greek yogurt for a smoother experience. Or opt for small curd or whipped varieties. And for those concerned about sodium, look for low sodium or no salt added versions, which are widely available in most grocery stores. At less than 15 cents per gram of protein, cottage cheese is one of the most affordable, effective, and effortless ways to rebuild muscle after 60. You don't need pills. You don't need powders. You need real food that works with your body, not against it. And speaking of real food that works, up next is one of the cheapest muscle-building powerhouses in the world, and it comes from a plant, not an animal. Food number 3, dried beans, $1.20 per pound, 15-gram protein per cup. The cheapest muscle-building superfood for seniors. If someone told you that one of the most powerful muscle-building foods costs just 1 cent per gram of protein, you'd probably think it was a joke. But it's not. It's dried beans. At first glance, beans might seem too humble to earn a spot on this list. But let's take a closer look, because when it comes to nutrition density, cost-effectiveness, and anti-inflammatory power, dried beans are in a league of their own. 1 cooked cup of dried beans, whether black beans, kidney beans, navy beans, or pinto, contains 15 grams of high-quality plant protein, 15 grams of fiber, complex carbs for sustained energy, iron for oxygen delivery to muscles, magnesium, potassium, and polyphenol, a trio that reduces inflammation and improves recovery. This makes beans not just a protein source, but also a recovery tool, a gut healing agent, and a long-term muscle protector. But here's the real secret. When you combine beans with whole grains, like brown rice, quinoa, or whole grain bread, you get a complete protein profile, meaning all 9 essential amino acids, just like you would get from meat or eggs. That makes dried beans especially valuable for seniors who want to cut down on red meat or save money without sacrificing muscle support. And while many people worry that plant proteins are incomplete, combining beans and grains is easy, affordable, and happens naturally in many cultures. Think rice and beans in Latin America, or lentils and rice in India. What makes beans ideal for muscle health after 60? As we age, our protein needs increase, but our appetite often decreases. Beans provide satiety without heaviness, making them easier to include in daily meals. They also support gut health through their high prebiotic fiber, which feeds beneficial gut bacteria. A healthy gut equals better nutrient absorption equals more muscle fuel from the food you already eat. And if you've been dealing with joint pain, swelling, or stiffness, the polyphenol in beans act like natural inflammation fighters. Several studies suggest regular bean consumption can reduce markers of chronic inflammation, which slows muscle breakdown and supports better mobility. Plus, beans are cholesterol-free, blood sugar-friendly due to their low glycemic index, and, perhaps most importantly, incredibly inexpensive. A single 1-pound bag of dried beans, about $1.20, makes 6 to 8 servings, delivering over 100 grams of muscle-building protein for less than the price of a fast food burger. How to use them? Soak overnight, then boil in bulk and freeze in small portions for quick use. Combine with brown rice, barley, or quinoa for a complete muscle-supportive meal. Make hearty soups with veggies, beans, and lean protein like chicken or sardines. Toss into salads or whole wheat wraps for a plant-powered lunch. Or simply mash with olive oil, garlic, and lemon for a high-protein spread. Pro tip: if you're short on time, low-sodium canned beans are a great backup. Just rinse thoroughly to reduce excess sodium. Beans have been fueling strong civilizations for thousands of years, and they're still one of the most cost-effective, clinically validated foods for maintaining strength and vitality in later life. You don't need to spend a fortune to eat like a champion. Next, we'll cover a powerful food that supports iron levels, muscle energy, and inflammation fighting all in one. Let's move on to food number 2, lentils. Food number 2, lentils, less than $1.50 per pound, 18 grams protein per cup. The iron-rich powerhouse that builds muscle without breaking the bank. If you're over 60 and struggling with low energy, muscle fatigue, or weakness in your legs, lentils might be the quiet solution hiding in your pantry. These tiny legumes, whether red, green, brown, or black, are nutritional giants. For less than $1.50 per pound, you get 18 grams of plant-based protein per cooked cup, a rich source of iron, critical for oxygen delivery to muscles, B vitamins for energy metabolism and muscle repair, magnesium and potassium to reduce cramps and stiffness, and over 15 grams of gut-loving fiber. But what really sets lentils apart is how they counteract two common problems in seniors: anemia and inflammation. Let's break it down. Why iron matters after 60. Iron deficiency is one of the most overlooked causes of chronic fatigue and leg weakness in older adults. When your iron is low, your muscles don't get enough oxygen. The result? You feel tired, your legs feel heavier, and even short walks leave you winded. Lentils provide non-heme iron, the plant-based form, which, when combined with vitamin C-rich foods like bell peppers or lemon juice, becomes much easier to absorb. And because they're also rich in B vitamins like folate and B6, lentils support red blood cell formation and nerve health, both essential for muscular performance. Brain plus muscle connection. Did you know that muscle loss isn't just about protein? It's also tied to chronic inflammation, especially in the joints and nervous system. Lentils are packed with polyphenol, natural plant compounds that fight inflammation at the cellular level. One study from the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who regularly consumed legumes like lentils had lower markers of inflammation, improved mobility, and a 23% lower risk of sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. And because lentils contain complex carbohydrates, they give you sustained energy without blood sugar crashes. That means fewer episodes of weakness or dizziness in the morning or after meals. How to use them? Simmer lentils with onions, garlic, and turmeric for an anti-inflammatory soup. Add cooked lentils to salads, wraps, or rice bowls for a quick protein boost. Mix with quinoa and roasted vegetables for a meatless muscle-building meal. Or mash with herbs and olive oil for a delicious spread or dip. No need to soak overnight like other legumes. Lentils cook quickly in under 30 minutes, making them one of the fastest and most convenient foods on this list. Pro tip: combine red lentils with bone broth for a double dose of muscle-building power. Protein plus collagen in one comforting bowl. Budget breakdown: 1 pound of dry lentils makes about 7 cups cooked. That's over 120 grams of protein for around $1.50. Translation: less than 2 cents per gram of protein, plus vitamins, minerals, and anti-inflammatory power. In short, lentils are nature's multivitamin for your muscles. They're easy to cook, easy to digest, and easy to afford. And now, it's time to talk about the number one food on our list, one that combines protein, healthy fats, anti-inflammatory omega-3s, and a powerful track record in senior muscle studies. Ready for food number one, sardines? Let's dive in. Food number one, sardines, $1.25 per can, 23 grams protein. The tiny fish with giant muscle-building power. They may be small, but don't let their size fool you. Sardines pack a muscle-saving punch that few other foods can match, especially for seniors over 60. For just $1.25 a can, you get 23 grams of complete protein, anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids, a rich dose of vitamin D for bone and muscle function, and a surprising amount of calcium, even more than a glass of milk if you eat the soft, edible bones. That's not just food, that's clinical-grade nutrition on a budget. Let's take a closer look at why sardines sit proudly at the top of our list. Why sardines matter for seniors. As we age, our bodies struggle more with inflammation, muscle loss, and reduced protein synthesis. That means even if you eat well, your muscles don't rebuild like they used to, unless you're giving them exactly what they need. Sardines deliver that exact need in one convenient can. They're one of the best sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which help fight chronic inflammation, a root cause of muscle breakdown, joint pain, and reduced mobility in seniors. And they also provide leucine, an amino acid that directly triggers muscle protein synthesis, the very process of building and repairing muscle fibers. What's more, they contain vitamin D and calcium, a combo that strengthens bones and prevents the kind of muscle cramping and weakness that makes walking or standing up feel harder with age. A clinical study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who ate fatty fish like sardines at least twice per week maintained significantly more muscle mass, faster walking speed, and stronger hand grip over time, compared to those who didn't. How to use them? Mix sardines into a whole grain toast or sandwich with mustard or avocado. Toss into a salad with arugula, cherry tomatoes, and olive oil. Scramble with eggs or blend into patties for a savory breakfast. Use in place of tuna in pasta dishes or crackers for a high-protein snack. Pro tip: if the taste is too strong at first, try sardines packed in olive oil with lemon. They're milder and more palatable. Or mix with a bit of plain Greek yogurt and Dijon mustard to create a creamy, protein-packed spread. And remember, sardines are canned at peak freshness and contain lower mercury levels than larger fish like tuna or salmon. They're also sustainable, budget-friendly, and require no cooking. Budget breakdown: 1 can equals 23 g protein. Cost per gram of protein, 5 cents. Plus, omega-3s, calcium, and vitamin D, all in one shelf-stable package. In short, sardines are a tiny investment with massive returns. They support muscles, joints, bones, and heart health, and they do it without fancy supplements or expensive powders. If you had to pick just one food from this list to add this week, make it this one. Now that you've discovered all 7 budget-friendly superfoods, let's talk about how to build your weekly plan with them, so your strength gains don't stop here. Ready for Section 3, How to Build a Weekly Muscle Plan. Let's go. Section 3, How to Build a Weekly Plan with these foods. Turn these 7 weekly strength routine. Now that you know the 7 most powerful and affordable muscle-building foods after 60, the real magic begins when you bring them into your kitchen on a consistent basis. You don't need a perfect diet. You just need a simple routine that works for your schedule, your energy levels, and your budget. Let's break it down step by step. Step 1. Pick 2 core proteins to start with. Begin with 2 foods from the list that feel easy to add into your week. These are your foundation foods. For example, if you want no prep, ready-to-eat power. Sardines and Greek yogurt. If you prefer to cook in bulk. Lentils and dried beans. Need a quick breakfast fix? Eggs and cottage cheese. Pro tip: don't try to eat all 7 foods every day. Master 2 first, then add 1 more each week. Step 2. Rotate foods by meal type. Here's a simple meal map to follow. Breakfast: scrambled eggs plus spinach, cottage cheese plus berries, Greek yogurt plus chia seeds or oats. Lunch: tuna salad wrap with whole grain tortilla, lentil soup with veggies, sardines on toast with arugula. Dinner: beans and rice bowl with avocado, roasted lentils with quinoa and steamed broccoli, sardines and veggie stir-fry. You now have protein options for every meal without needing expensive powders or supplements. Step 3. Prep in batches to save time. Sundays or whatever day works for you. Cook once, eat all week. Boil a big batch of lentils and beans. Freeze in small containers. Hard-boil a dozen eggs. They stay good for 7 days. Stock your fridge with Greek yogurt and cottage cheese in single-serve cups. Buy 4 to 5 cans each of sardines and tuna. They're shelf-stable and ready anytime. When you prep ahead, eating healthy becomes the easiest option, not the hardest. Step 4. Aim for 70 g plus of protein daily. Muscle preservation starts at around 1.0–1.2 g of protein per kg body weight per day after 60. For a 70 kg senior, 154 lbs, that's roughly 70–85 g of protein per day. With the foods on this list: 2 eggs equals 12 g, 1 cup lentils equals 18 g, 1 can sardines equals 23 g, 1 cup Greek yogurt equals 20 g. That's already 73 g of protein in just 4 items, all under $5 total. Weekly muscle plan example. Monday: breakfast: eggs plus spinach. Lunch: tuna wrap. Dinner: beans and quinoa. Tuesday: breakfast: cottage cheese plus berries. Lunch: lentil soup. Dinner: sardines and sweet potatoes. Wednesday: breakfast: yogurt plus banana. Lunch: sardine salad. Dinner: lentils and roasted vegetables. Repeat and rotate. In just 3 days, you've hit every item from the list. The bottom line? You don't need $200 per month on powders or pills. You just need 7 humble foods, a little planning, and the belief that your strength is still within reach. Now, Let's close it out with one powerful reminder in our conclusion and call to action. Ready? Let's go. Conclusion: strong doesn't have to be expensive. Let's be honest. Most seniors today are told that staying strong after 60 means spending big on supplements, on meal kits, on gym memberships. But here's the truth: muscle isn't built by money, it's built by consistency. And the foods we just explored, they're not fancy, they're not hyped, but they work because they give your body the exact fuel it needs to rebuild, recover, and stay independent. So the next time you walk past a can of sardines, a tub of yogurt, or a bag of lentils in the store, don't overlook it. That's not just a grocery item. That's your energy, your mobility, your freedom, waiting to be claimed for under $3. Because when you choose the right foods, you're not just buying protein. You're investing in your strength, your dignity, and your future. Now it's your turn. Which one of these 7 foods will you start with this week? Leave a comment below and let us know. We read every single one. If you found this helpful, please like the video. Subscribe for more no-nonsense senior health content. Turn on notifications so you never miss a breakthrough tip. And don't miss our next video. Muscle-building foods you should never eat. We'll reveal 4 foods that seem healthy but silently sabotage your strength. Because at its better health, we don't just help you survive aging, we help you defy it. See you in the next one.